Hey everybody, it's another episode of Jib Jab Talk. Coming to you live. Well, it's not live. Coming to you on a Sunday. Micah, you there?
Yeah, this is Micah. I'm here.
Hey, how's it going today?
Nothing much, just enjoying Saturday.
Saturday? We're supposed to let this episode release on Sunday. The people aren't supposed to know.
Oh, well. Well, I mean, it's released on Sunday. But, I mean, we always record it ahead of time. It's just the release date's on a Sunday.
So now you guys
good.
know. We just go ahead and we do it throughout the week. Whenever we can. Sometimes we double up. That's probably why last week and the week before that, you still kept on hearing the spoon clink against the bowl while I was eating cereal. Yes, it was a continuation of the same day. Either way. So we got a good episode today, and it's something that you guys probably saw on the Jib Jab Talk Instagram and Facebook, on the website and whatnot, asking you guys what movies made you who you are. What are the movies that made you who you are today? I know I got a couple. You got some, Mike?
Yeah, it's you.
Alright, you want to go first?
Yeah, well, I mean, the first one I want to start off with is Batman from 1989.
Okay.
I mean, the first movie that I ever watched, where it was from probably, I would watch it, rewind it on the tape that we had it, and watch it again. I mean, it's one of my favorite movies. I mean, it made me who I am. I mean, I'm not a guy that dresses up as a bat, or I'm not a clown that kills people with smog. But, I mean, it kind of just got me really interested in comic books and the whole thing of Batman. And if anyone has ever talked to me, ever knows me, you know that I love Batman. That's my number one thing. And also, I love the Joker. He's my number one villain.
Number one. Alright, so how did it shape you, though?
Well, I mean, it shaped me in the fact that it got me into reading comic books. I really wasn't a big comic book reader, but once I started reading about, Batman, it kind of got me to, once I saw Batman, it kind of got me to reading comic books more. And then also, it kind of got me into mimicking people.
Uh-huh.
Because at the end of the movie, there's a part where, like, the Joker laughs, and I would copy it over and over to make sure that I had it the same way. And then also, I mean, I just enjoyed the fact that it was a movie that made me, feel like I could act, or that I could be brave, or that I didn't have to be myself all the time.
Ah, those are some good points. I'll give you one of the movies I feel like shaped me, and here it is. Most of mine, honestly, are sports-related films from the 90s, because I'm more of a tomboy growing up. I like sports, and that was just the era I grew up in, was the 90s. 80s baby, 90s kid. So, my first movie, of course, which I'm pretty sure you know, and these are all going to be in top 5, but I got 3 written down to go with. But my first one is A League of Their Own. I just love that movie to death. Anytime it comes on, I can sit down and watch it. I basically know every single line in the movie, but I mean, it basically taught me that no matter what, against all odds, I can pretty much do anything. People are going against you, people don't think you can do something, just prove them wrong. You can do it anyways, and you can be the best at it. And I think it gave me more of the confidence that I needed, just not to care what other people thought about me. Like, no matter, growing up as a tomboy, like, yeah, of course, people didn't think you were girly, or boys didn't like you, or whatever, because you could outplay them in certain things, in a lot of things, and they always, like, looked down and thought you were weird. But that one movie really helped me to see that I'm not weird, because I can do better than they can, and I shouldn't be ashamed of that.
Yeah, that sounds good. I mean, it's a good movie, and I mean, it does bring out that point that, a lot of people feel like, women should have one thing and be a certain way, but that movie shows that they can be anything they want to be, especially good baseball players, and make a good movie. Because that was pretty much what? An all-woman cast?
Pretty much. You had Tom Hanks.
Nice.
You had that other guy and that other guy. Maybe that other guy. Don't remember their names. But yeah, pretty much all woman cast. It was great.
That was great. Yeah, that's a good one. I think another one for me, and I'm gonna group them together because they're both great movies, but they kind of the same genre, and that has to be Dumb and Dumber and Tommy Boy.
Okay, carry on. How'd that shape you?
Because they show me how to be funny, how to be memorable, and they add a part to something that I can have complete with some of my friends, not all of them. And I know there's one of our listeners who hears our podcast knows what I'm talking about. I can have an entire conversation with this person just by using Dumb and Dumber and Tommy Boy references.
The only thing I remember of Tommy Boy is Fat Man in a little coat. And I remember that one time you put on that little coat and sang that song.
Yeah, so. And it was just a good movie. It makes you feel good every day, every time I watch it. Both of them, Dumb and Dumber, no matter how many times I watch them, they bring me joy. I love them. Can't get enough of them. And they just showed me that, you can be funny. And you don't have to, and not all things have to be serious all the time. I mean, clearly Dumb and Dumber is not the most serious movie in the world. Although, I will tell you this.
Yeah.
Every time I watch it, I pick something new up about it that you have to think about. I don't know if it's blatant, or maybe it's not really hitting, but I watched one thing, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I didn't get that the last time. Like when he says, he said, hey, whoa, what's the soup of the day? What's the soup du jour? He's like, it's a soup of the day? That sounds good. I'll have that. And she never tells her that's just a soup du jour thing. She doesn't tell what kind of soup it is. So, and then Dumber and Tommy Boy.
Yeah, I'll agree with that for sure. I'm more of a Tommy Boy fan than I am Dumb and Dumber. And I think it's because I do like the seriousness of, man, what's the other dude? Not Chris Farley. Who?
David Spade.
Yeah, of David Spade. I liked his character the most. I don't know why. Yeah. It's more of what I related to him. Because he mainly plays like stupid roles, but I liked him in that more serious preppy boy role on that one.
He does do a good job. So what was another one that you liked?
Like a ton, 90s movies, my friend. Fried green tomatoes. Just said, one, I really do love me some fried green tomatoes. And there's a place called OK Cafe on Southdale Mabry that makes the best fried green tomatoes I've ever had. And then after that, it's Po Folks. Called Folks now. But anyways, that one just... That's what poor folks. But basically it just tells me, that one taught me about how you don't have to put up with other people's crap. If there's something you want to do, you go and you do it. A lot of these shows movies just tell me about confidence. That be headstrong sometimes and get yourself out of situations. If you don't like a situation, get yourself out of it. But this one in particular just taught me that if you're going to kill somebody, make sure you barbecue them. And as long as you got some good sauce, people are going to eat it.
I don't know if that was the...
Is that not the moral of the story? Secrets in the sauce. Thank you, Cicely Tyson.
Rwanda.
Exactly. Rwanda!
Again, I don't think cooking a person you killed is the main focus of that movie. But hey, we all get something different out of movies, don't we?
Exactly. Don't kill my thunder on that one. All right, what's up next on yours?
I have quite a few, but this last one is probably the one that had a lot of effect on me, and that's probably The Sandlot.
Oh my gosh, Micah, that is totally my next one. I had now. Okay, you go ahead, then we'll talk on it.
It shows how friendships are built and how long they can last even after you don't see these people ever again. I mean, it reminds me of the kids that we grew up in our neighborhood, and we would play with them. And we probably haven't seen these kids in like almost 20 years now.
Yeah.
But they were in your life, and you remember them, and that carries on with you for your whole life. And that's kind of how The Sandlot was. It's like it was that one summer. They were all together. They played baseball. They went through this whole adventure, and they would carry that memory on with them for their whole lives. I mean, they probably will never see these. They probably never saw those kids again. But that was their life. I mean, that was memories that they would cherish forever.
AKA shout out to the Allens from down the street, Mikey and Tiana.
There you go.
But yeah, I totally feel you on that.
What was that one kid's name that was kind of a brat?
Which one, with the basketball hoop, or the one that was down the street from the Allens?
Yeah.
Oh, that was Dylan.
Yeah, that was his name, Dylan.
Yeah, he was a punk, and he moved to Kentucky. So if you're listening to this, Dylan, you're a butthole back then, but we used your basketball hoop just because.
You remember that chubby girl that used to live across the street from us?
We do. I do. I don't know why I said we like have split personalities, but yes, I do. We do remember.
Yeah, that girl was.
Yeah, her name was Carrie, and her brother's name was Todd. I remember these things. I remember childhood memories. Okay. So from Sandlot, yes, that was way better points than what I was gonna make. Yeah, kids from your childhood, you remember them, and yeah, they shape you as to who you're gonna be. Because we had some good times playing baseball. I'm just gonna let you know that the Allens from down the street, we spent a lot of time with them. They were Mormons. They had a lot of children, and summers, winters, after school, we were outside playing with them, playing baseball, basketball, football. They had a jungle gym, you name it. We were roaming the streets with those kids, and it was fun.
We were watching Carmen San Diego with them.
Yep. I was there when they threw a baseball through the window. I was there when they threw a football through the window, and it was because I didn't catch it. It was a bad throw. So, but
it was their fault.
That's what I'm going with. They threw it. But what I was getting with the all I had was one sentence from the Sandlot is you got to take risk and overcome your fears. Hercules. Yeah. He was a big old dog. They're all scared of him. Turned out he was nothing but a marshmallow on the inside, but one of the things was you gotta take a risk, and if you don't take a risk and overcome your fears, you're not doing anything. You gotta, sometimes you can't just go with the flow, you gotta go beyond the flow.
Yep.
I might have to write that down. That sounded a little poetic.
And of course, if you've seen that movie, you all know what the most famous line from that movie is.
Go ahead.
If someone's getting nerves and you don't know what's going on, what do you say to them?
You're killing me, Smalls.
I mean, I think that's universal. If you've seen that movie, that's how you can tell if somebody's seen that movie. It's like, well, what's the most quotable phrase? And if they don't say, you're killing me, Smalls, you're like, okay, you haven't seen that movie.
Yeah.
Now,
you haven't lived. That's what it mostly is.
I will give you The Great Bambino.
That's one of the first things I was thinking of, was Great Bambino.
Maybe. But you gotta back that up a little bit more than just saying The Great Bambino.
Well, you're right. You're killing me, Smalls. So
yeah. For me, those are the movies. I mean, there's much more. I mean, there's The Goonies. There's Goonies. There's A Never Ending Story.
Oh, don't get me started on Never Ending Story. I mean, I didn't put that one in there because it didn't impact me a super lot, but it is one of my favorite stories. And Atreyu was my first crush, I must say. He had luscious locks.
He broke his back filming that movie, but he kept on acting through it.
He did all his own stunts. I just read that the other day.
Yeah.
Well.
So, you know. Oh, here's something else. The guy that voiced Skeeter on... do you know that? Did I say that to you?
No.
The guy who voiced... is a white guy? So, Skeeter's not black or Indian like everyone thought he was. He's a white guy.
Who thought he was Indian? Now, black I was going with, but I didn't have Indian on that one.
I think some people were like, oh, well, maybe he's Indian, you know, with the whole honking thing like that. I don't know.
What? What does that have to do with anything?
I've heard some people say that he was Indian.
I know one thing I can always fall back on. Rugrats. I watch that any day of the week. That and Bobby's World. I'm still running through that in the morning while I'm eating cereal. I don't even care. So, once again, we got about 30 seconds left. You want to tell the people where they can reach us at?
Guys, you can reach us on Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, YouTube. Just look up Jip Jab Talk, and you can listen to this anytime you want to. You can email us at jipjabtalk@gmail.com. Reach out to us. Let us know what you think. Give us any questions that you have, any subjects you want us to talk about. Go ahead and hit us up, and we'll get that in as soon as we can.
You summed that up nicely. We gotta go now. Goodbye, everyone.